Yeah, what up? Boxing basement at Triple B right here, and yeah, I was just flicking through the normie news. Yeah, and I come across this horrifying article in the scum so-called newspaper. They're all rubbish. Let's be clear. All the newspapers, all they do is recycle the same stuff. They just give it a different skin. They've all got the same end mission, which is to serve the elite. It doesn't matter whether you read the Guardian or the Sun. Believe that. But anyway, in the scum, Madonna, that hideous old hag, that revolting, immoral, disgusting old crone. Yeah, she's 65 now, this old turd. Anyway, apparently she's getting busy with Richard Riakporhe, who's only 34. I mean, listen, man. You know, I know they say that, like, a black guy will smash any white girl, but come on, man. She's revolting, disgusting old crone. Her face is all misshapen through plastic surgery. She was one of the biggest Illuminati tools for turning women in the 80s, 90s, and so on and so forth into utter salags. And also they push coal burning. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how she got together Richard Riakporhe. Well, technically, he's a model. He's a model. He's actually with the IMG, which is a decent, what's called a decent agency. Yeah. And, he does some pretty fruity pictures, as you can see. I mean, look, it's fashion, right? I'm not necessarily saying he's a fruit, although he probably is. Zesty. A lot of these guys, especially in the higher weight, seem to be zesty. But that's just fashion. Fashion is zesty, full stop, fruity, horrible, grim, weird business. So Richard Riakporhe, by the way, here he is. Sticking this tongue out. Now, we all know that's another Illuminati symbol. They all do that all the time. And I've never seen someone in the pub stick their tongue out, sit there with their tongue out, or in any kind of normal amateur events. They do it. It's such yet another symbol. Amongst all the symbols they do, like they all see now. Even Chev Clark done this. The one eye 666 symbol. Imagine that. If they had to recruit Chev Clark, they're going along. I mean, a bum like that. Anyway, so, this disgusting old slapper, Madonna, what's her name? Ciccione, whatever. I don't care. She's revolting. She's deliberately brought on to embarrass Christianity, to destroy female respect for their own bodies, to do coal burning or mud sharking or whatever. And apparently she's gone out with another boxer called Josh Pop. I mean, I don't care, man. Yeah, all this stuff is no real news. It may just be fake nonsense anyway. Most likely it is fake nonsense. Probably Richard is a batty man. Madonna's not, and he doesn't want to go any near an old crone like Madonna. But, it's probably just a fake made-up story. People don't realise a lot of these things are just PR things to push people's clients or to push an agenda. This one is obviously to push for old slappers to get hold of young Africans, We see that a lot. We see them stories all the time, don't we? About some old crone who's gone over from the UK, to Gambia, Turkey, Egypt, wherever, some other country, to get some brown willy, and then they marry them and bring them over, and it's a constant. They play this theme over and over and over and over again. I've never met a single person that has done this, but if you read the news, you think that every other disgusting old hag, has gone and found some brown willy. But this is a sick world we live in, man. If anybody still believes in the mainstream media and all its nonsense after listening to the Triple B, they must be insane. Even Sonny Edwards is based. Sonny Edwards come out and said some base things. He doesn't jibber jabber. He thinks the end times may be close. He knows about the origins of a certain Middle Eastern country, which is very controversial, and he posts about it. But, Sonny's probably just controlled opposition, because Sonny Obviously he loves a clergy plan. We all know what the clergy plan is, right? It's a plan brought up to make sure all of Western Europe, well, it'll be all of Europe soon, but all of the Western countries, the predominantly white countries, will be filled with brown willies, and they want to make a mixed. They made it clear. There's all these writings and brochures from it dating from over 100 years ago. How they're going to mix people up, make them basically like Brazil. So you have a people with no, they even write this, people with no identity, no national feelings, no roots, and who will be constantly bickering amongst each other. And they'll be very easy to rule over by the elite, So this is just another one of that. Richard Riakporhe, like I said, he's probably a batty man. He's probably not even met Madonna. They just think, and that's another one they do with Madonna. She adopted all kinds of African kids and stuff like that. I don't know if she's transformed any of them, but this whole thing is sick. It doesn't matter where you're from, what race you're from, what nationality. If you can't see the end product here, what the agenda that's being pushed. Look at the advertising, man. What can you say? Richard Riakporhe apparently, Madonna, maybe going over to see his fight against Chris Billam-Smith. Yeah, right. as if, you know what it is. It's just, they probably share a similar PR agent or something like that in the UK, and they're like, right, we'll push this story. We'll say you got together. Yeah, they tried this with Gay J, who's obviously a batty man, as you all know. They tried this with Gay J. And so who's that posh model? Who's a rug muncher? That one. That's another. They tried pretending they were together. They just say an agent or agents that know each other, and they go, right, should we come up with a good story? They're bored. Yeah, okay. So what's pushing the agenda? Right. What about this? We know what the agenda is. Let's push that. Okay, so we'll get your client Madonna and my client Richard Riakporhe as a young buck, and we'll make sure we'll pretend that they've met and that they're seeing each other. Yeah, that sounds like a great story. That'll get some press. Boom. They release the press release, and there you go. There you have it. Another fake story. I can't stand this sickening world we're in. It's all fake. It's all theatre. There's nothing real. I mean, there is real stuff in your own life and what goes on, but nothing in this, nothing in the news, nothing in the news, nothing in movies, adverts, the press. They'll use the best lies, which are half truths. So there will be an element of truth there, as in something might have happened. But they set things up. There's a book by Graham Johnson, I think, called Hack. Which shows how the news of the world set up all these things and all the disgusting things they did to stitch people up and actually just made up stories and planted stuff and people still believe this nonsense. You know who? Well, most of the news, in fact, all the news comes from two agencies, Reuters and Associated Press. Yeah, guess who owns them? The Red Shield family. There you go. What'd you know about that, homeboy? The biggest bankers in the world own it. Oh, gee, but we're sure they're telling the truth. It's just a joke, man. Even the Daily Mail has sickening articles encouraging, the Telegraph had an article about saying how you should allow your wife to cheat as a Christmas present, yeah? And the Daily Mail has all these bizarre articles about batty business. How the anus, is a sexual organ. This is meant to be the Daily Mail, meant to be the staunchest, conservative, middle-class old ladies' paper. And they're talking about batty business. This is how they force things onto people. Anyway, I'm about to be sick. But yeah, I mean, whether or not Richard Riakporhe's climbed on top of Madonna or not, I couldn't give a rat's ass. It's disgusting. I mean, there is a picture of them together. Sorry, I should say. So they have met. And, but it's, like I said, all they need to do is get one picture for their PR article out of there. And before you know it, it's in all the papers. And they're pushing several steps of the agenda here. These people are degenerate animals. Sick people. Peace in the Middle East.